Okay, this is gonna be a new arc series. I've been wanting to make an arc series, but I've been debating on what I wanted to do and how I want to do it because I started on official, and on official, let's just say it kind of got chaotic. So we kind of got given everything. So like at that point, we're like already at end gear stuff. So there's just kind of then we have all the best teams kind of thing. And it's kind of like, I'm not into that. Like, to be honest, I'm already kind of getting bored of it. So, I signed up for this body acting thing. So I'm probably taking part in this body acting for ARC. And this guy hosts an ARC server. So I'm like, okay, I can do that. Sounds like fun. So that's what this series is gonna be. It's gonna be me trying to 100% complete ARC. So that's me getting all the explorer notes done, all the bosses done, and then eventually getting all the runes done and all of that. But yeah. Besides that, I think we're kind of getting to the point where we're getting ready to go. Now, I kind of just realized now, none of the video that I recorded has audio as I'm editing this, which is a bit of a problem. So we are going to make do, and I recorded about 2 hours worth of gameplay. None of that has audio, and I also recorded a bunch of different types of gameplay that I was thinking of editing. But no, no audio. So I'm guessing my girlfriend messed with some of my settings. Because when I looked, I realized, oh fuck, this isn't working. So, anyways, stop being negative. We're gonna make this work, and we're gonna have positive and fun. So let's begin. Okay. So I just wanted to kind of explain something. So in Arc, you gain levels and stuff. So there's kind of three main ways to get levels. So one is finding explorer notes, and these are just some examples of them. These are just one of the main ones, just three simple ones. Explorer notes gives you an XP boost, so you gain EXP faster, and it gives you a bunch of EXP. So this is one way you could do it. And then another way, so this is kind of how I'm not gonna say necessarily my players act, but certain players do. Like they go to a bunch of explorer notes and gain a bunch of levels, which is one of the quickest ways to gain levels as starting out. Another way, of course, is to kill creatures. By that, be that of you shooting them, killing them, or riding a dino. So if you're riding a dino, for example, this is just me shooting some dinos like that, or you riding dinos and whatever. That gains you EXP to gain you some levels. Of course, I'm max level right now, but it's the thought that matters. And killing the higher the level of the dino, the more XP, the lower, it doesn't really matter. Like once you kind of get to the higher levels, doesn't really, matter at all. It's just not really a point of killing these low level ones, except for meat and stuff. But when you're starting out, yeah, it's a decent way to get EXP. Like taking a Fabi shotgun, as they call it, it's a fabricated shotgun. But then again, all of those are low levels. Because like max level is 150. And of course, another way to, I guess, kind of the other only way that I'm aware of. There's probably, oh, there is another way that I can think of, but that's kind of down the line. Anyways, another way to gain EXP is to craft stuff. Of course, you build, whenever you build something, whether that be buildings or weapons or even basic tools, you gain XP. So depending on how what you're crafting and stuff gives you more EXP. So it's like, for example, making stone tools only gives you like 1 or 2 EXP. Crafting metal foundations and stuff like I am right now gives you like 30, 40, I don't know the exact number. But that kind of explains it. Now, the other way that I was thinking of, is actually in a tech bed. And the tech bed is basically something you unlock after you're doing a boss fight. And basically, what it does is gives you like 3 EXP on normal rates per second, I think it is. So when you sleep in it, it will slowly give you EXP when you're offline and make sure you're fed and not starving and dying. Really cool stuff. Um, besides that, I think those are like the major ways that I can think of EXP. Oh, and you also gain EXP just by standing around. There's a constant rate, but the constant rate is like 1 EXP, depending on the server, of course. It's like 1 EXP per second. So, but it's slow, but it's there. Those are kind of like I'm gonna say 5 major ones. Now, of course, I'm not all knowledgeable. I could be missing one or two, but those are kind of the main ones. But as I'm explaining this, the reason I'm explaining this is actually because to start out the series, I like to do a note run, is what it's called, which basically is, as the first example, you go around and you run around and you collect the Explorer notes. And then the Explorer notes gives you a huge boost in levels, so you can go from like level 1, let's say I think I got up to 72. Let's say 72, I could be wrong on that, but we're gonna go there now and see where this takes us. I did cut out the me creating my character, but I already had that saved, so I had to cut out a little bit of my deaths. As you can see, I'm getting like like it's point 0.3 EXP per level or per second. It's not like at the beginning it's useful, but like overall it's not very not worth it. Like by the time you finish all of that, or getting to the higher levels, it's minuscule and just not worth. Well, it's not that it's not worth it. It's just it's a word. Just doesn't do anything for me. Like on my main character, I'm level 132, I think I am. But the problem is trying to get to level, I think I'm max level right now is 160 something. No, actually, I think I'm almost 100 and I'm 180 right now. Get to 180 is really, really hard. Anyways, getting back to this. So, starting out, we end up finding all of my dead bodies because, can't have fun without dead bodies. So, I'm thinking, as I've been kind of thinking about this, and I haven't played on the server. I'm gonna finish editing these 2 episodes. I'm gonna edit number 1 and number 2. Now this is what I mean. So see, I get instant 11 levels plus the little, if you look in the bottom right corner, EXP boost. And of course, I'm following a simple guide. Holy, my throat is really, really sore right now. Don't know why, but apparently it's feeling sore today. But I'm getting distracted as I always do. I'm gonna edit these 2 videos and then I was thinking about either streaming it or just recording it again. Usually, depending on how well you do this, you can usually get up to level 70, 71. Now this server is boosted, meaning its rates are different than what it normally is. So on official servers, the rates are 1 times, as it's called, which means it takes the normal amount to breed, tame dinos, and all of that. Gain EXP and gain resources. On this server, it's a mixture of like 3 and a 5. So like EXP gathering and all of that is 3 times, meaning you get 3 times the experience normally. You get 3 times the resources, 5 times the raising, which is a huge thing, that I'm gonna be probably raising some dinos and trying to get into the boss stuff eventually. And to raise all of that, it's really hard and all that. But overall, I was thinking I'm gonna 100% this map, as I was saying before. I'm gonna 100% this map, and then after that, I'm going to go to the next map, and then the next map, and then continuing on. Now, I'm thinking, because I like to think, I might allow, because there's also custom maps, as an example. So you have like the six main storylines. So you have the island, Scorched Earth, Aberration, Extinction, Genesis, Genesis 2. That's six maps. And between those six maps, you also have like I'm gonna say 5 or 6 maps that are custom ones, which aren't related to the story. So there's Ragnarok, Crystal Islands, Valgaro, the Center, uh, Fuger. I don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like I'm missing one. It might only be 5. I don't know off the top of my head. Anyways, thinking once I 100% the island, I might allow myself to go to Scorched Earth and another custom map. Like maybe like doing a rag or something because I really like rag. Or I might just say, okay, could do it every 2 maps. Every 2 maps I get to do it. I'm thinking out loud right now because constantly playing on the island, I don't know the island at all. Like so when I started playing Ark, I joined Aberration the first time I ever played it. Yeah, the thing is about Aberration is not the map to start on. If you're new to the game, you will want to die if you start on Aberration. Aberration is one of the hardest maps to play on if you do not know what you're doing. Now, I probably put in about almost 4,000, maybe 40, 45, 4,000 to about 450. No, not 400. 4,500 hours, so about 4,500 hours into Ark. And even now, I don't know fucking Ab. Ab is such a hard map, especially if you do not know what you're doing. I feel like I just made that point. But there's so much things that will kill you, and like there's just so much chaos. And of course, they're actually so from what I was reading, the Ark developers are actually coming back to fix the storyline that they didn't complete. So in every map, actually, you know what? I won't spoil that. I'll let it be a surprise. I'm not gonna spoil that. I'm gonna remember myself to not spoil that. Kind of remember, I have much more experience than a lot of the players. Well, not a lot of the players, but I could just like when I'm playing with a friend of mine or trying to help a new player, it's kind of like explaining and trying to explain it, and it's like, oh, I don't want spoilers, and it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah. Anyways, getting back to my original point. My original point. My original point is I don't know this island. The island was the original first map, and I don't know it at all. So me trying to play it, it's gonna be really fun. Like I know some of it, you know, I played a little bit on it, but I don't know like where all the good resources spawn. I don't know where to build. Of course, this is a smaller server, so like there's only like it's 15 server slot cap, so like there's not usually 15 people on. So we're gonna see. I'm thinking to myself not to ally with like all these people. I might be solo for a while. Unless my friend decides to join me or someone else decides to join me. I don't know. I haven't decided. This is farther down the line than what I'm currently thinking about. Now, as I'm kind of finishing up on the Explorer notes, I don't know really where I want to build. That's the main problem that I have. I don't know where I want to build. There's a lot of places that I could build, but I want to kind of build near resources where I'm actually able to get the resources that I need without having to tame some dinos and gonna have to walk like 16,000 feet to get to the resources. Of course, as it goes, sometimes the Explorer notes are, unless you have a GPS as an example, the GPS gives you the exact location where you're at, unless you're wearing some gear. Don't spoil that until we get down there. But basic gear wise or basic tool wise, GPS or savior. So like you can look at a map, but it only gives you excuse me, the approximate location, which is kind of annoying. But what can you do but cry? And I just want to try and get this last note in before the EXP boost ends. You know. Excuse me. Now, I guess you could say this is technically cheating. Like, oh, you shouldn't be getting, instant levels like level 1 to 70. I don't know how high I am right now. Level 1 to 67 in 15 minutes. It should be a grind. And it's like, normally I don't. Like, I enjoy Ark and all of that, but like, the leveling system is such a pain in the ass sometimes that I don't want to deal with it. And it's like it's just how I play. Like I'm a person that likes to get the levels and have everything. Like I could really tell myself not to do the Explorer notes and just do it bare bone. But I don't know. I don't really find that really fun, at least for me. Like the only difference really for in my opinion from like when I play is like it's just I don't have the resources to get any of this stuff. So like all of the gear that I'm unlocking as an example, like the level 67 gear, I have nowhere enough resources for that, like to build that stuff. So it's kind of like, I guess in a sense, devil's advocate is I think the right word to use. But it's like, yeah, I see your point, but at the same time, it's like, there's just not really a thing. Not really a thing. Oh, I'm rambling. I tend to ramble a lot. But besides that, like for example, you can build metal bases and like stuff and have like metal gear and stuff. But at this point, I'm nowhere near that level. So there's not really something that says, "Oh, Anthony, you can have once you get this level, you can instantly build a huge base and all that." No, it's not like that. It's like it's still a grind. This game is a grind fest, to be honest. And I'm thinking, yeah. So I got to level 74 from all the experiments, which isn't bad. No, that's actually really good, actually. I was surprised I didn't die once. Because normally when I do this, I die like six, seven times. Not beforehand, but actually during the note run. Now, see, the problem is during the note run, that EX, like that 5900 second note thing in the bottom right corner, that kind of boosts your experience. Now the problem with that is every time you die, it resets. That or you fast travel, and there's some other stuff that I can explain down the line. Anyways, so every time you get that, it kind of boosts your EXP gain. So every time you die, you lose that boost, and it kind of fucks you. So at that point, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I gained 11 levels. Instead of 11 levels, you only gain 3. It's not fun. But I mean, besides that, um, besides that, kind of boring, the grind. But anyways, this base looks really interesting. See, I haven't actually explored too much on the server. I legit logged on and kind of run around. Can I make this jump? Oh, I can't. I can probably make this jump. Problem is, if I make that jump, I'll die. And that is a bit of a problem. But yeah, I figured I might as well learn everything that I need to learn. Which is like electronics, polymer, generators, and all of that. Oh, excuse me. Mm-hmm. Definitely use gunpowder. Flak is much more important than anything. I mean, prim flak is garbage, but it's better than nothing. Auto turrets, one more level and I get vaults. No point of unlocking the. Oh, I want my mana. Oh, I love it when I get to look at that screen and just see, oh, all of that is unlocked. It's really fun. Metal door, metal foundation. I might make a triangle base, like a circular base. I haven't decided what I wanted to do. But at least for now, I'll unlock the basic tools that I'm going to need. The crossbows, pikes, and besides that, really wish you had enough points to unlock everything. Would be nice, but Ark was like, yeah, no, that's not how that works. Cooking pot. So I want to make some paint eventually. Trike saddles will be useful. Treating trucks, maybe. Besides that, fur, not really useful. Prim fur. When I say prim fur, I mean primitive. So there's different classes. So there is ramshackle, there is journeyman, um, ramshackle, journeyman. No, and then there's one more. Shit, what is the last one called? I'm gonna look this up really quickly. Ramshackle Apprentice Journeyman Mastercraft Ascendant. So Ascendant's the best quality. Well, that's a lie. Depends. Really depends. Ascendant's kind of the best quality that you can find. Like you can get the best stats. But Mastercraft you can find better for cheaper. So, like, for example, the max armor on the saddle is 124. You can find 124, um, 124 saddle with the Ascendant, or you can find like 115 Mastercraft, which costs like half of that, which is good, but yeah, Ascendant's kind of primitive's kind of the bare minimum. Like, oh yeah, I don't want to learn, or if I don't have to learn it, I don't want to learn it. No, that makes no fucking sense. What I just said. I mean, primitive's okay. It's just kind of useless at that point, where it's like, oh yeah, let me use something that I won't ever touch again because it instantly kills my dinosaur because I don't have a good armor. Because how armor works with dinosaurs is armor kind of what's it called? So the higher the armor, the less damage your dinosaur takes from wild dinosaurs and PvP. So like if it has 124, it will take a lot more damage than a primitive saddle, which is like 25, like roughly. So usually that's why people try and get their primitive or ascendant 124 saddles. Best you can get, unless the server's modded, of course. Same with flak. Flak usually has a certain armor. I don't know what the max armor is for flak, but for flak, like you can have only a certain amount of durability, which is like most people try and get a flak set. Flak is like the metal armor. It's kind of the best armor, gives the best defense and all of that. The only problem is with that is it actually what's it called? Gives too much heat, so people tend to die of heat stroke. So that's one of the drawbacks of flak. But flak's one of the best armors. That's usually what people take into boss fights instead of like, for example, gilly, which is like something that keeps you cool, or like fur, something that keeps you warm. I mean, some people can, but most people just tend to take in flak and either like a cold canteen or just a regular canteen. But besides that, at bare minimum, I can at least get some hide. Now, I'm still a bit annoyed that my girlfriend messed with. I swear to God, it was my girlfriend because I wouldn't have messed with my settings like this. She messed with my settings, so I don't fucking have any audio. I fixed it, so episode 3, when I gets recorded and uploaded, that won't have a problem at all. But my main goal right now is to try and find a decent location where it's near metal and has resources spawns like obsidian and stuff. I guess obsidian's not that important. It's more metal that I want to worry about. Because if I don't have metal, I can't build tools, and tools are important, as you could probably gather. Now, how many tools you will need? That is a good question as well. I make a decent set. And I don't know if I plan on inviting people or if people, what's it called? Inviting people or trying to find allies. But I don't really want to find allies that will just give me random shit. Because that's the problem that I had with official. Is like I made some allies. No, 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 not to say that I'm complaining that they helped me to get some dinosaurs and stuff. But like I got like all of the end game stuff, like all the tech stuff, and tech is kind of like the end game stuff, and I got given all of that, and it's kind of like yeah, that's great and all, but at the same time, I didn't really work towards that. I didn't, grind it out. I didn't start from scratch and had to work my way up. I just got there instantly, to be honest. And I think that and like not to say drama. Oh, this doesn't work. uh, I completely forgot that doesn't work. I'll finish my thought though. Some drama that happened on Arc, which made me off put. But on the thing that I just tried, fucking killed myself, is a glitch on PlayStation. If you spam your inventory and um, spam open your inventory and closing it, you basically it glitches. I don't know how to necessarily explain it. It kind of glitches it so you don't actually take fall damage. But it depends on how good your connection is and how laggy the server is. So like you could basically take zero fall damage if you do it good enough. But either that has been patched or it just depends on the server. But yeah. Yeah, there's just been a little bit of drama and stuff, and it's kind of, I love Ark. I put about 1,000 hours in Ark already, just on my computer, of course. Like I played a bunch of Ark on my PS4, but I don't know, the drama and just instantly getting the end game loot just kind of it put me off, to be honest. Like I enjoy Ark, but when you get instant jump from like nothing, from like a middle or a stone base, for example, up to like the top tier loot, have like all the best dinos in the game, and top of the line dinos, of course. And that's something I'm gonna have to learn. So like with breeding, you can breed and get better dinos and work to that effort. And like we got the top of the line stuff, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, what's the point of kind of playing? It's like, oh yeah, we instantly get everything, and doing a boss fight, for example, like it takes like a 5 minute boss fight. There's no risk because we have top of the line stuff. But like, which is fine, and I'm grateful for the people that gave me that stuff and like helped me get there at that point. But it's like I didn't grind for that. I just sat. I really just got given that, and it's kind of like what's the risk of me doing it? Like, there's no point of like me putting in the work and saying, oh, I accomplished this. Yeah, I bred the dinos and I got like I raced them, but I didn't put the sweat and hard work into these dinosaurs that people do. That's kind of why. Excuse me, my nose is really stuffy. My girlfriend was sick a few days ago. I think I'm catching her cold. But like, and like that's something I like. Like that's something I want to do. I want to be able to say, I accomplished this. I put in the work and I put the effort in and all of that. So that's why I'm kind of thinking of doing this server and working on that. And then going from there. Like I'm fine with playing it, but like I just need a detox, as I call it. But at that point, I'm not sure. I even really know what I want to build. From what I saw, some people have tech stuff. And I'll explain tech once I kind of get down the line of getting ready for a boss fight and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Besides that, life has been okay. Been trying to deal with my work situation, trying to find a job, and that's kind of iffy. Oh, you want to find work? You want to apply to all these jobs? Does anyone get back to you? Maybe one place. Like, I got a phone call today. Oh, can you talk? Like, can you talk right now? And like, she woke me up. I'm like, yeah, I can talk. And like, and then, for example, I couldn't even understand the woman. Like, her mic quality, and like, even when I called the bank, I'm getting off sidetracked. But when I talked to her, I couldn't understand a word she said. Like, that's kind of what I heard, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking?" And she's asking me all these questions. Like when I tried calling the bank today, I called the bank to deal with some shit, and it's like when you get a call from the scammer, like their mic quality is like the worst fucking thing you could hear, and then you're like, at that point, oh yeah, I could totally understand you. And they're asking me all these questions. I'm like, what did you say? Like, oh, what? You didn't hear me? It's just, so yeah, I don't know. At that point, I was just kind of giving up, and I had to deal with the bank because I had like my car payment and like my EI and all this other drama. I truly hate that bank. Oh yeah, we're gonna switch you to monthly payments. Oh yeah, and then they don't do that, and then they fuck my credit. Really annoying. But not to go on a tangent about fucking banks and stuff. But besides that, ignoring the tangent, I was thinking about trying to invite a friend to come join me, but I'm not too sure. He has to pay $5. Like I got in the server for free because I was body acting and doing all that. And I might make a reaction to that and point out where I was and I remember seeing where I kinda got fucking one of the characters that I was playing got fucking killed. I would spoil it, but I just found it funny. I probably shouldn't have said anything. That would be fine. Not really. Not giving out anything. Just my character got killed. Anyways, besides that, I'm thinking. Also thinking. Oh, I was also thinking of playing Omega Strikers because I was helping Mr. Moist Critical get all of her get to number one. They're pretty close actually. I was playing it a few days ago or yesterday. Got really into it. I actually really enjoy it. The aspect of that game. Besides that, but um, ignoring that, we're going about 38 minutes, and my girlfriend wants to go out to eat, and I am really hungry. So ignoring that, I'm thinking I'm gonna end it here. And we're gonna continue on next episode. And I really all wanted to thank you all for stopping by and watching this, and hopefully you enjoy it. I'm really sorry there's no fucking audio. I'm kind of dumb, and it's really sad that I didn't notice. But yeah, I will definitely see you guys on the next one, and thank you all for stopping by. Have a good rest of your day. See ya.